Good day, grade 12s. We're going to continue with our cash flow statements today, and we're going to look in particular at the note changes in cash. So the purpose of the cash flow statement was to reconcile cash movements during the year. In other words, we're going to look at the inflows and outflows, and we need to account for those. So the bank overdraft is not shown in note number 6, cash and cash equivalents. But I'm sure you all know where it will be found, and that is in current liabilities, either listed separately or included in the note trade and other payables. So we have a choice here. It's either in current liabilities or it is in note trade and other payables. So let's have a look at what constitutes our cash and cash equivalents. So we know that it's going to be bank, cash float, and petty cash. Those are the 3 items which make up our cash and cash equivalents. So let's have a look at it in table form. Again, you will notice that the previous year is recorded after the current year. So 20.2 is our current year. We're going to look at the net change, and you will see that we have listed our bank, our cash float, and our petty cash. So let's take them one at a time. So if we look at bank, at the beginning of the year, we had 5,000 Rand, and at the end of the year, we had 8,000 Rand. So if I subtract the one from the other, I will see that there has been an inflow of money of 3,000 Rand. All happy with that? Quite simple. And so the net change is 3,000 Rand. Let's look at our cash float. Our cash float at the beginning of the year was 600 Rand. The end of the year, it's 800 Rand. So it has increased by 200 Rand. So again, it's not shown in brackets. My petty cash has remained the same. And so it was 500 at the beginning of the year. It's 500 at the end of the year. And all that's left to do now is to total the 3 columns. So if we add up our 3,000 and our 200, we get the 3,200. If we add up those 3 amounts, we get 9,300. And likewise here, we will get 6,100. So if I now subtract the smaller amount of 6,100 from the larger amount of 9,300, the answer is 3,200. And so I know that my note here is correct. Let's look at a slightly different scenario. At the beginning of the year, I had 8,000 Rand in the bank. At the end of the year, we only had 5,000 Rand. Therefore, I can conclude that 3,000, obviously 8,000 minus 5,000 gives me 3,000 Rand, has flowed out of the business because there's less money in the business. And remember, if money has flowed out of the business, can you see I have put it in brackets? Let's look at our cash float. Our cash float was 600 at the beginning of the year, 800 at the end of the year. Therefore, there's been an increase of 200 Rand. And again, my petty cash has remained the same. And so it was 500 at the beginning of the year, 500 at the end of the year. And if I repeat what I did in the previous slide, add up your 3 columns. And this time, I had more money at the beginning of the year because I had 9,100, and at the end of the year I've only got 6,300. So if your money's got less, it tells you that money must have flowed out of the business, and hence I've got 2,800 Rand here in brackets. And obviously I got the 2,800 by saying 9,100 minus 6,300 gives me 2,800. Conclusion. If an amount has increased, Money has flowed into the business and the amount will not be shown in brackets. However, the opposite is also true. If an amount has decreased, money has flowed out of the business and the amount will be shown in brackets. Again, it's a simple little rule that you can learn. So if money's flowed in, no brackets. If money's flowed out, brackets. So what would I like you to do for homework? I want you to learn the format of note number 2. It is asked fairly often in your prelim and finals. Just familiarize yourself because you need to know how to do note number 2 so that you can draw up your cash flow statement. See you next time. Bye now.